My name is Aisha. Welcome to One Elder Speaks. The second revelation that I had this week that made me so excited, I was, about a year ago, I was told to kind of get rid of my codependent relationships. And that was a real good thing. I needed to do that. I needed to come back to zero, figure out what was important to me, and to move from that space. But here lately I've been coming out of my hermitage, and I've been getting back out to socializing again. Not too long ago I was socializing with a group of people, but something just felt off, and I wasn't real sure what was feeling off. So I thought, okay, well, I'm just going to deal with it, and then when I get an opportunity, I'm going to go out to the lake, and I'm going to ask, I'm going to ask Spirit, really, what's going on, what's up? And so I went out to an area that I like to go walking in, and I was walking around and kind of enjoying the sights, and all of a sudden I heard, "You have a Jezebel spirit." And I was like, oh, great. Now, this didn't really shock me, because I know at least in one lifetime I was a kept woman, and I know that I probably did this for a lot of my lifetimes as a female just so I could keep my freedom, because that just feels like correct, you know what I mean? And also I've always had an issue with falling in love with guys that were taken, or who would have nothing to do with me, you know what I mean? which is heart-wrenching, but oddly true. And so I thought, well, I've talked to my inner child, I've talked to my shadow, we've made, friends. Or maybe I just need to talk to my inner Jezebel. So that night, I got home, and I just kind of imagined my Jezebel sitting beside me, and I just started talking to her and saying, hey, we can't really do what we've been doing in these other lifetimes or in this lifetime. I can't go through this kind of heartbreak anymore. It's just too much. And I said, we've got to figure something else out. And so what I did is I made a bargain with her. I said, I'll tell you what, you don't have to be a Jezebel anymore. I want to put you in charge of art. You get to express our emotions with art. That's your job. I'm the pilot. I'll run the ship, and you do the art. And we can make that kind of a deal. And I think that was, even though it's all in your imagination, it's still valid. It's still valid. It's still real. And so I was quite pleased with that. And then I thought, okay, but we got to go back and think about why, the Jezebel spirit even exists. What's the thinking behind it? Because there's always thinking behind it. And so I went back. I thought, okay, so what is the thinking behind the Jezebel? Well, it's kind of like, you've got plenty and I don't have anything, and you can just give some to me. It's not going to hurt you none. And I thought, okay, that's thief thinking is what that is. That's like the thinking like that thieves have, And I don't really want to be associated with that kind of energy either. So I thought, well, let's go back. What is the origin of the thief thinking? And I was like, oh, this is part of the colonization wound, because in your mind, you're setting up hierarchies. They have more, I have less. So obviously I need to, skim a little off the top. They ain't gonna miss it. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, it goes back to hierarchies. And my whole thing this lifetime is about dissolving hierarchies and getting everybody down to a point where we're all equal and we're all interacting with one another on equal terms. And the thing that was off about that social interaction is I wasn't thinking on an equal plane. I wasn't thinking like they were equal or that I was equal. I was putting them in hierarchies in my perception, in my head, you know. So, is any of this flattering? Oh no, not at all. But it is real. I think now I will finally get to be at a point where I can consciously dissolve hierarchies while I'm in social situations. Like if I feel that this is not quite correct anymore, I can, okay, are we doing the hierarchical thing? And then I can think in my head, okay, if I am, I need to stop it now. And then I can move forward without that same awkward energy being a part of it. And I can drop the Jezebel energy. Now, as a Jezebel, this lifetime has really kind of sucked. I've kind of made myself as plain as possible, and I've kind of, you know, not done anything to make myself any prettier because I still didn't want to be associated with that Jezebel energy that was so much a part of me. But that's not working. It hadn't worked for a million years. It's not going to work here. So what has to do it is changing our thoughts, changing our thinking patterns, getting in there and taking these patterns and dissolving the hierarchies and bringing it back down to where we started from, which we're all energy and we're all, we're all equal to one another. And that's just all there is to it. So I hope you get something out of this. I certainly did. I can't wait. I mean, this is something I'll be working on, and so I'm sure I'll still be seeing traces of it for quite a while. It's deeply embedded in my psyche. But at least I can start making progress, and I'm thrilled about that. Okay, now I'm going to show you some of the wildlife going on around here. Hopefully you can see it. We got, I don't know, it's probably too far away. We got ducks, we got grasses and plants and flowers. It's all very lovely out here. I suggest you get into nature and ask yourself those important questions and see where you're thinking. I could use a little game change. Reprogramming. All right. Well, me and Jezzie, we're going to do what we can do. I'll talk to you later. Bye.